There are two major candidates I've been backing on the side, and I know you guys back one of them at least, Dennis Kucinich.
Yes, Kucinich is my boy.
Yeah. And the other one that I back, I'm not sure how you guys feel about him, Mike Gravel. Have you heard about him?
I don't know a whole lot about him. I've heard about him, but I haven't done much research on him. Kucinich has been my guy, so I haven't really delved any further into it.
Mike Gravel has been out of politics for 30 years, so he hasn't exactly been in the limelight.
Okay.
But, he's the guy who ended the military draft. He ran a one-man filibuster for it.
Okay.
And, well, what he wants to do is he wants to enable a national initiative. What that would do is it would empower the people to become lawmakers. So instead of waiting for the Democrats to get into office, do the action themselves, the people could just say, okay, we don't want to be in Iraq anymore, we can get out. Like, we don't have to wait for you.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about him.
I think that's a great idea. That's I think that the more the population is informed and has the ability to make direct action, I think the better we all. Because the U.S., we're all aware that the population wants the troops out of Iraq. We don't want to be the population. The polls say that Americans think that we should have health care, and but the government has been been lagging on that information and does not make things happen. Hasn't been making things happen. So that is a good plan. If we could have direct action from people to policy, that would be great.
And finally, we're just going to do a bit of word association. I'm going to say I'm going to say a name, and you just say the first thing pops into your head. You can say one word, multiple words, whatever.
Okay.
George Bush.
Penis.
Okay. Dick Cheney.
Mean penis.
Hillary Clinton.
She wants to put me in jail for burning a flag. It was interesting.
Really?
Hillary's setup. People aren't aware of this. About a year and a half ago, it's probably 2 years ago, Hillary was putting together, she's trying to make herself, you can see this happening in American politics as well as people who are going to run for office start to get their ducks in a row. They start to make policy decisions based on, so when they're in a debate in 2 years from now, they can say, I voted on this issue. So Hillary put forward a flag burning amendment, and which you would think would be not what Hillary is about, but she's going to use that in the future to say she's not as left-leaning as you would think. But I think that that's a failure on her part to think that limiting people's freedom of speech and freedom of expression is a good idea. So I think that if Hillary gets in office, she has said that she's going to put forward an amendment to ban flag burning. So it's not the leftist liberal Hillary Clinton that everybody is anticipating we're going to get. Sorry, that was a little longer than,
that's good.
Than one word.
Fat Records.
Great label. They put together a great roster of bands and are good people, have been always supportive of us, and I love the people Fat Records.
RCA.
Have been stayed out of our way, have allowed us to create the music that we wanted to create, have left us alone, allowed us to create the music, create the artwork that we wanted to, and that's good.
The punk scene in general.
That's about a 12-day discussion. Punk scene in general. The thing I love about punk rock is that in every community there are a group of people who are defining punk rock in their own image and creating music and art in their own way, and I think that's amazing. I think that that's what we did in Pittsburgh in 1992, 93, and it's still going on with different people all over the world right now. So I think that that's the beauty of punk rock, is that people are not waiting for a record company to come in and say, here's what we want you to do, or this is what we want you to be. People are creating it themselves and doing it all for themselves, and that's what I love about punk rock, and that's the punk rock that makes sense to me.
I'm just going to get into some bands here.
Okay.
Alexis on Fire.
Good dudes. I was just up having a conversation with George about Wikipedia and whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, and he was doing some Wikipedia research. Good dudes, great band. Good ideas. I love them.
And Behind Enemy Lines.
Behind Enemy Lines is Andy was in that band. It's Dave from Osrotten's band. I'm not as well versed on Behind Enemy Lines, but I have their 12-inch from a couple years ago. Good band. Mary from Wormhole. I'm throwing out things that you don't know her, but 10 years ago, Mary, who was in Behind Enemy Lines, was in a band called Wormhole, and I love Mary. She's a great person. She also worked at AF Records for 4 or 5 years.
Propaganda.
Good band from Canada. Don't tour enough.
And finally, one more band you might have heard of, Anti-Flag.
Bunch of shitheads. Thanks to peopleunited.net for doing all the work that you've done. It sucks that someone stole your domain name. That sucks. But keep up the good work, and thanks for having informative discussions about what we do and talking about it. That's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks.